22nd, speaking to Leah Valara, one of my good friends, former manager at the Cheesecake Factory, now working at one of the largest family-owned businesses at Gordon Food Services. Very touchy subject here for her. During COVID, what a time, history, so many of us, part of life experiences, changing experiences. You came down with breast cancer. What was your first original reaction to the news, and how did you handle it at first? Were you in shock? Like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Why?
Honestly, I handled it very calmly. I wasn't really freaking out until I think the more I started researching it. I was at work when I had found out I had bumped into something, and then was like, "Ooh, that's sore," and was like, "Oh, wait, that's not supposed to be there." Scheduled, my biopsies, called in and everything, and when did I find that? This has been, yeah, it was during yeah, it was 2020. It was 2020 during COVID, and it was impossible to get a
Yeah,
doctor's
everything
appointment.
was like shut down, right? It was crazy.
Yeah, so I remember calling my primary care doctor and was like, "Hey, I need an appointment now." Um, I don't even know if I said what was going on, or I think I said, "I think I have a lump in my breast," and they were basically like, well, they're not seeing people until next year. I'm like, cool. Well, I'm going to be dead by then. So let me find someone else.
Seriously.
Yeah. So it was tough. But I was mainly just like going through the motions of, all right, what do I need to do? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's figure out what this is first because I didn't know what it was. I mean, I assumed obviously it was 4 centimeters. So the lump itself was 4 centimeters. It was stage two. Ultimately, yeah, they were able to remove it and everything, but the initial shock, I didn't really have a shock. It was just like, oh, I have cancer.
Man, oh man, oh man. Your bad days, what were those like? Ever thought like, oh my God, what's going on here? Is this the end of the road for me?
Yeah, I never really saw that darkly about it. Like I didn't think I was going to die. It was more of like, well, if I don't get this treated, there's potential that I could, but like in the back of my mind, it was one of those things like when you know, and I knew that I would get through it just out of sheer spite. um, yeah, so my dark days, chemo was really tough on me. And it was tough too because it was during COVID. So my husband Vinny was not allowed to come with me. So I was alone through like the whole process of that.
Treatment, yeah.
The treatments of like sitting there for 4 hours, being like poked and prodded and having just your veins coursing with whatever drug it was at the time. And it made me I was so out of it too. The brain fog was real, like really slow motor skills. The drugs that I was on like depleted my muscles. So my darkest time I would say would be there was like two, I forget all the drugs now. I feel like it's just out of my brain now, but there were two sets of drugs that I had to do. The first 4 weeks and then the second 4 weeks. The second 4 weeks were like the harder drugs. And I think too, my doctor, my oncologist, who was amazing, but she did say, she's like, well, you're younger, so we're gonna give you the harder drugs because you can probably take it. Which I did, but I couldn't walk for a good period of time. Like I had no leg muscles. We weren't going anywhere, so it wasn't like I could walk around and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Even when at my lowest, I like couldn't move, so my husband literally had to carry me up the stairs. I couldn't walk. I was in so much pain, and I couldn't even like go downstairs to feed myself. So I'd have to text him like, "Can you bring me a meal? Like I'm hungry." But then I couldn't really keep the food down either. So when I did, it was just like it was Christmas for me. It was just like, yay, I ate something and it stayed.
Yeah.
So that was really tough. Um, but again, I didn't really dwell on it because it was just more of like, all right, these are the things that I need to go through now to get better later. Um, yeah, so that part was tough, not being able to move, like having to depend on other people to feed me, and yeah, it was that part was definitely tough.
Yeah, through chemo, losing your hair as well too. I saw a photo and I was just like, oh my God. Like from afar, I felt bad. I felt hurt inside. I'm like, you're going through this, one of the
Mhm.
craziest times of the year. Everybody's locked down, COVID. What a time. Like
Yeah,
it just couldn't get any worse than that. Thankfully your hair is growing back now. It looks great.
thank
Like
you.
OMG.
Um, honestly, I don't know where this came from, whether it was a book or a movie or something, but I
Yeah.
grew up like with this notion like your hair is your crown. And when you knew me, like it was longer than it is now. Like I had long, very
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Very long hair.
very long
Yeah.
hair. Um and that was kind of like I feel like that was my defining feature of like my physical features. It was my hair. Um but like it didn't really matter in the end because it was really about my health. So when I started, I think it was the week after went through chemo, did my first round of chemo. It was Christmas. It was Christmas Day, and the week before, like my head, I was shedding, and I had cut my hair very short, just so a lot of the like help groups and stuff were like, well, if you're going to go through chemo, it might be best to cut your hair shorter so like it doesn't feel like a lot of loss when you're like getting the clumps out.
Yeah.
But it was like Christmas Day, and I was like, I can't deal with like losing the clumps. And I was like, you know what? Let me take matters into my own hands. Let's fucking go. So I shaved my whole head
Shanae
before I
O'Connor.
needed to.
Shanae
Yeah.
O'Connor. Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, honestly, I'm like, I look kind of badass. Like,
The
um,
Terminator. Yeah.
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 And it was actually a really freeing experience because like I didn't really know what my life was going to look like. I was taking one, not even just one day at a time. It was like 1 hour at a time. Like, what's the next hour going to be? And it was kind of like, all right, well, I have the power to shave my own head. So let's do that and let's get it over with. And it was like, it was a really freeing experience. It felt like I could take control of something at the time. And I enjoyed it because, like, I didn't have to wash my hair and put the product in my hair and dry and style my hair. So I didn't mind it. And I once it did start growing back, I actually liked like the short boy cut kind of thing because
Yeah.
again, I didn't have to do anything to it. But again, like I like the longer hair.
What's the hardest part of your journey people just don't talk about? What made you keep fighting? Like, I'm gonna beat this SOB.
um, the hardest part of my journey, was that your question?
Yeah.
Of my journey, it's so weird. I just like can't even really think of something that was super difficult. I mean, other than like my dark days that I just spoke about.
Yeah.
Um, I think I would say actually the knowledge. Like I had to do a lot of research of what was what different types of cancers were.
Right.
At this point in time, I can't really tell you and educate you, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it was more of like trying to survive and figure out what was best for me. Like when I had first found out, my initial reaction was like, "All right, cool, just chop him off. It's fine. Like I don't want the cancer. Just let's go. Let's leave it. It's fine." And then, for a lot of other women too, everyone's different. First of all, you need to remember every situation's different, every diagnosis is different, every person is different. So, a lot of times too, people wouldn't know how to react to the news. And oh my God, my best friend hates me for this, I think. Um, I'm just so nonchalant about stuff. I texted my friend, my best friend Megan, and I don't know exactly what it was, but she'll bring it up and she's like, "Yeah, remember that text?" And you're like, "Oh, by the way, I have cancer, LOL." Like, who does
Man.
that?
Man. That's crazy.
Um, so I think a lot the difficult journey for me was the research and figuring out what was best for me, the different options out there, who to listen to, who not to listen to, how to gracefully accept and not listen to people's advice because they're like, well, if you just have this type of mushroom and just eat it, it'll go away, Leah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Like, I did appreciate people trying to help me in a way, but it was more of like, this is my journey, this is my health.
Yeah.
Um, and not to say that I didn't listen to people, but you get inundated by people saying, "Well, my mom went through this and this is what helped her." And it's kind of like, "Cool, like thank you. I'm sorry that your mom went through it. Glad she's okay." But I think my situation is a little different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely sifting through what to listen to, what not to listen to and finding the right information would have been my hardest
The
thing.
good days, how were those like? Finally, there's a light at the end of the tunnel in all of this. Remission, did it leave and come back? How did it make you feel at all, if any?
Yeah, so remission. So at the end, when I had my surgery, so I went through the chemo first to try and minimize the lump. So it was operable. Went in, had the lumpectomy, and then my margins weren't clear, so I went in and had another um, extraction. And then all the margins were clear. So as of June of 2021, I have been in remission. And what does that look like? They did such a great job, and my treatment plan, I think, is the right for me. I'm glad I ultimately went with Memorial Sloan Kettering. I did seek different doctors' opinions and different routes, and ultimately I went with them. And they've been great since. And, they keep me up to date on what I need to do. I'm right now going through hormone therapy, and I take a couple other drugs as well and do injections. But other than those little things, like I often don't realize or don't remember, like, hey, you actually had cancer a few years ago or almost 5 years ago. So those are the good days. And then, like I go about my day like I never had it. And then like often I'm reminded, okay, Leah, you can't do this or you can't eat that or, be careful with this. But other than that, like I'm I am back to how my life used to be in a way, but also I feel that my life has been um, immeasurably enhanced by that experience. I have such a gratitude for life now. And, I used to be a lot more closed off, I would say, in
Yeah.
a way. Like, and now I'm ready to experience everything, talk to everyone, share experiences, share ideas, share thoughts, start new friendships with people that I wouldn't often do or do other things. Like, I'm ready to live my life. I'm grateful to be here to be able to too.
For sure. Who became part of your support system? How did they help you day to day? Vinny, right? What a guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would have been able to get through any of this without my husband,
Right.
who did become my caretaker throughout it. Like I had said, like he had to carry me up the stairs because I couldn't walk. He had to.
Yeah.
Now I was the one who usually cooks food, so he had to find a way to like get food for
Yeah.
me.
Poor guy.
And honestly, he's just the best man that ever lived. No offense to you or any other
Yeah,
men out
for
there,
sure.
but
Yeah.
that is my rock.
Yeah.
He just was so patient. He always tried to help. I mean, often you don't, as a spouse, with your other spouse going through cancer, like there's no guidebook, or maybe there is now, but like you don't know what that person needs really. And
Yeah.
then often too, like the person going through it doesn't know how to communicate that. Like I am to a fault, very independent. So that was hard for me to, have to, like I said before, text me like, can you bring some food up or
Yeah.
whatever.
Take
So
a
yeah,
step back, right? Yeah, take a step back. I'm like, I
hmm
can't physically do this. I need help. It's okay.
yeah, and he would take off from work to drive me to like my chemo appointments and everything. And he would just wait. So at the time he would have to wait in the car because he couldn't come in. But he was just, just a phenomenal partner in general. And I definitely would not have been able to get through it without him.
What do you wish more people would understand about breast cancer?
It can happen to anyone, even men as well. And I was 27 when I was diagnosed. So I think in the earlier years they weren't screening until 50, I want to say.
Right.
And now they're screening younger. And that had probably been in me for a while since it was already, 4 centimeters. I had not really gone to the doctor. It was in the middle of COVID. Um, so yeah, I even forgot what your question was, but
Your relationships, how did they evolve during this journey? Family, friends, husband, how did that change? People who are more caring and loving, people that you haven't spoken to in years finally just popped up back in your life?
yeah, I think a lot of people had their own stories of their family members going through it and wanted to be a support system, like, hey, I know someone who also went through this. If you have any questions,
Yeah.
we can be a resource, or I can be a resource, or I can get you in touch with someone. And a lot of people were very kind and very generous. um but also, like, I was kind of trying to handle it on my own as well, and I appreciated a lot of people reaching out to make sure that I knew I wasn't alone in it. And I never really, not to say that I didn't need that reassurance, but it was a lot of me just trying to figure out my stuff on my own. But
Yeah.
I did find a lot of new friendships from it. A lot of different social media groups, because during COVID no one was seeing each other too, so it was like a lot of my interactions with people were online. People who I never really spoke to actually reached out to me with their own stories, and like we kind of talked through it. People who were going through the same situation or similar situations. And then the people within my circle as well, like I found out who my real friends were. And it was hard because they would know, like, all right, I want to be here for her, but I know she'll freak out and be annoyed if I'm too close to her, so they
Yeah.
just like sit there. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I needed. I just needed someone around.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about people like just chiming in. I know this, I know this, I know that. It's like good and bad, right? How did you navigate what's helpful or to like what's total BS?
Yeah, I mean, just like anyone, like you can go into WebMD and go, like, you can diagnose yourself with everything. Now you're dying, basically. But a lot of it was trusting my instincts, trusting my doctors. And then, if something piques my interest, or like, hey, someone said this, maybe I'd look into it. Because I didn't want to close myself off to other ideas, but I chose my doctors for a reason because I trusted them. So I wanted to trust what they were telling me as well as my own intuition. Um, which is hard because when when you're going through it was traumatic. Like, I personally don't process it as trauma, but I'm sure like it is a traumatic experience for a lot of people. You can't think properly, so you don't know who to listen to, or what's right and what's wrong. But ultimately it comes down to what's right for you, and how you feel, and what your doctors are saying. And often too, sometimes your doctors aren't telling you what not what you need, but maybe there's another opinion out there. So if you're not jiving with that information or that treatment plan or that doctor, find someone that you
Yeah,
can trust.
sure. If you could change one thing about how society views or talks about breast cancer, what would it be?
I wish there was more information out there, and I think a lot of just the perception of it out there is, well, I guess there's a lot of answers to this. A lot of people think it's just women. It's not. A lot of people think it's just older women. It's not. I was 27 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Um, and I just wish people talked about health more, and cancer, and what is more involved, or what's involved in it and what it means. So I guess that's my answer for that.
Yeah, yeah. What message do you want listeners to walk away with today? Listening, anybody listening about it?
Uh, Trust your instincts, and I think too, there's so much power in positivity. I think I was uh so positive at nauseum for
Yeah.
people, just because I knew that was the way I had to get through it for myself. And I think that goes with anything in life. You know, if you have a positive outlook or can find some shred of light in the darkness, like
Yeah.
hold on to that.
For sure. So it's definitely changed your life, right, for the better. I mean, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Since then, right, you have a lot to give and a lot to be grateful for, right?
Yeah, yeah. This probably sounds fucked up, but I'm grateful that I went through that hardship because I wouldn't know what it means to be alive without having that challenged, like my life being
Yeah.
challenged. And again, I have a great appreciation for life. And then I find myself a lot more kinder and a lot more patient with people for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're a fighter, a warrior in all of this. I'm so glad as a friend from afar looking in that you're still here with us today. What a remarkable, remarkable story. I just always wanted to tell you that, and just the opportunity I had today
I
was great.
appreciate that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never knew who was like listening, but I knew that I wanted to get my story out there too, just in case someone, needed some kind of positive story or just some realistic,
Yeah,
input of the experience.
sure. She's Leah Villaro, former manager of the Cheesecake Factory, now working at the largest family owned businesses at Gordon Food. Rapid fire questions, Lee. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions? Fun stuff, light
I'm scared.
stuff.
Okay, let's go.
You're big into foods. I know you are. What sort of things are you cooking these days in your kitchen?
Everything and anything. I think the other day, well, yesterday I made a ciabatta chicken cutlet sandwich with stracciatelle, prosciutto, pesto, arugula, balsamic. The other day I made fresh gnocchi. I hand rolled the gnocchi with a sausage sage butter sauce. So honestly, anything that I see that I like if I see something online, if it's online
Yeah,
or just like in general at a restaurant that I enjoyed, I'll try and recreate it. um, I learned a lot from Cheesecake Factory and Brio also with the management training, but I would say I'm self-taught through YouTube. Like you can learn anything from YouTube. So
for
I'm
sure.
cooking anything that I find and looking at recipes through YouTube.
That's awesome. Thanksgiving right around the corner. What's a must have for you on the dinner table that day?
Sweet potato casserole
Okay.
with pecans. Yeah.
Ah, no stuffing, no cranberries, no none of that.
Well, yeah, definitely, but that's like the number one thing.
Number
So
one thing, yeah.
funny story. So I like the whole like accoutrement of Thanksgiving. I don't like turkey.
Okay.
So if we're doing like a whole family thing, then that's up to like the family meal or whatever. We don't really entertain at my house just because it's a little smaller.
Yeah.
And often now, just like because everyone's kids are grown, everyone's doing their own family thing. Sometimes it's just Vinny and I, and I'll make like all the side dishes. So like yeah, the cranberry sauce, your mashed potatoes, your gravy, your sweet potato casserole, your like fresh made rolls, and then I'll make steak.
Steak, no turkey.
No
Wow.
turkey.
That's different. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of turkey. I can only eat turkey like maybe once or twice a year.
that's
That's
what I'm
it.
saying. Like,
Yeah,
why are we
not a
eating
fan.
it if we don't like it?
That's hilarious. What's your favorite holiday of all time?
Oh God, this is so funny. I don't have one, but I always say President's Day.
President's Day.
It's
Oh
not
my
true.
gosh.
It's not
Okay.
true.
All right. I was about to say, like, what?
No,
Okay.
I don't really have one. I
Okay.
would say usually I used to say Thanksgiving because it's usually around my birthday.
Right.
So I would say that, yeah.
Are you in the kitchen all day? Like, is Vinny helping or you're helping? Or who's doing most of the cooking here?
For Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
me, I just tell him to go away.
Take out the garbage, clean up a little bit, the
Basically,
fun
it's
stuff.
more of
Yeah.
like so I do the cooking, he'll do the
Okay.
cleaning. That's
That's
our
fair.
agreement. And like I like it's worth it. Like I make really good food.
Drink choice these days. What's your go-to? I saw you made a mean old fashioned. That was like
Ooh.
OMG. That was
That
delicious.
was good. Yeah, I might
Yeah.
want one now. Yeah, so to like go to drink, honestly, lately I've just been like a tequila on the rocks girl. Like
Really?
So
Okay.
no actual like cocktail, because also too like you metabolize tequila faster or better, so you don't like get hungover. That's kind of why I switched to tequila.
Okay.
So tequila choices, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Um, Don Fulano Reposado. It's my number two. My number one is actually Como Añejo, like the dark
Okay.
blue bottle. So it's like most añejos are like a darker gold amber color just from like sitting in the barrels. But
Right.
this one's carbon filtered, so it's clear. It's a blue bottle. I'll show you later, but it's
Yeah.
those are the top two for me.
Wow. Do you speak Tagalog at all, if any?
No.
Oh man, I was hoping I was get some kind of words here or something.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Um, people, it's often Caucasian people who will come up to me and
Yeah.
try to speak Tagalog to me, and I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm as white as they come on the inside. Like, I don't know, but I speak Spanish a little bit, and
Okay.
that language borrows from Chinese, Spanish, a couple other ones, because it's an island, it's a trade island too.
Yeah.
So people would pass through there like all the time, and I think that's where a lot of their language comes came through. Totally separate conversation, but
Yeah.
I did the ancestry.com thing, or like the 23andMe or whatever that was years ago,
Yeah.
thinking because it was a trade island, um, super transient. I was thinking, all right, well, I'm definitely some type of a mutt. Let's see what kind of weird countries I come from. And I was like 98.9% Filipino. And it tracked it down to like the island. So I'm like from a tribe from a southern island and somehow found my way up to Manila. But did have other things. So I was like 0.1% Italian and like Japanese, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, pretty much fully Filipino.
Wow. Amazing. Name of a place you like to visit that you haven't been to as yet.
The Philippines.
Okay. You got to go at some point, right? At some
Yes,
point.
I would love to. As I hear it's beautiful, but the top one I would say is Italy. Like we haven't gone to Europe yet, so we need
Right.
to make our way that way.
Favorite actor of all time.
Oh God. This isn't correct, but I really love Tom Hanks.
Okay. I'm a big fan of his. Tom Hanks is pretty
Yes.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. What's your outlook on life? What would you tell your younger self looking back?
Take the leap.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell my younger self. So mainly just behind that, like don't be scared of whatever things or insecurities you have, just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to create your own life.
Yeah. Still married, right? 11 years this past October. How's that going? What's next
Oh,
for you
11 years.
guys?
Yeah, so it's been a while. It's one of those weird things where you feel like it's been forever, but it's also not. And then it's like when you look, it's like, oh, 10, 11 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was the rest of your conversation, of your question?
Um, yeah, how's it going? What's next for you guys? Travel the world?
Yeah, so we really love traveling. That's where my husband and I like really jive is like vacation. So we need like at least two good vacations, like preferably four. But
Yeah.
um yeah, so we're going to I just came back from Florida. We're going to Aruba. Earlier this year, where did we go? We were in Cancun. We did a Miami trip quick because I wanted sushi. And then we did this crazy California trip. It was like 3 weeks long, and we did like the redwoods north to San Diego south. It was just an incredible trip. So we love traveling, so that's on our docket for the rest of our lives, hopefully. um but yeah, I mean, we're just doing our thing. We're trying to we're thinking about, he's a little older, so we're thinking about his retirement and what that means for us and where we might go, but we're taking everything day by day.
Yeah, sure. 15, 20 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Oh God, how old would I be? I'm gonna be 34 on Wednesday. So math that for me, like, was that 49? Is that right? No.
Okay.
Is that 49? Yeah, 49.
Yeah, 49, 49.
If I was a 49-year-old, I'd be, I don't know. I want to be, this is weird. I would like to be on a beach somewhere, a published author, and like, I would like to have a lot of animals.
More dogs, right? More dogs.
Dogs, cats, I don't know. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
such a random thing. I never thought about 15 years out really because
yeah,
again, I'm a day by day person.
yeah, for sure, for sure. How can folks get a hold of you? Social media handles you want to put out there? Go follow Leah, please. Listening to the show, we'll post it on multiple social media platforms. How can people get a hold of you, Leah? Instagram, IG, Facebook, anything like that you want to put out
Yeah,
there today?
so I'm mainly on Instagram. I have the TikToks too, but I have a lot of different accounts. But for my bar business, you can follow me at Liquor Up New York. So it's LIQUORUPNY.
I think we went
Um,
out there, Leah. I think we went out there. The camera went out there.
oh,
Oh, there we go.
yeah,
Hey, Leah's back, guys.
that
Go
was so
ahead. Say
weird.
that again, Leah. Yeah, say that again. Yeah.
So for the, I have multiple different Instagrams. Liquor Up New York is my bar business. It's LIQUORUPNY. Then I also have Seize the Plate. It's spelt differently though. I think it's SIEZETHEPLATE. And that's where I post a lot of what I'm doing with my other business. So like the Gordon Food Service, food rep stuff, any private events that I'm doing for like catering gigs. That's there. But my personal one, you can follow me there. It's Leah Lolita, LEAHLOLITA.
Awesome. Hey, this was a lot of fun. Let's do this again at some point down the road. I don't know. I'll reach out to you or you reach out to me, vice versa. Pleasure having you on today's show. Good luck to you in life, future. Say hello to Vinny. I never met Vinny. I know he's a great guy.
You haven't? Oh my
Um,
gosh. Okay, we'll
no,
fix
I
that.
haven't. Yeah, we'll fix that. Whatever path you choose in life, wish you all the best success going forward. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy birthday. I will reach out
Thank
to
you.
you on Wednesday for sure to wish you a happy birthday. And this has been a lot of fun, Leah. Thoughts on your podcast, right? Thoughts on this podcast coming on here today.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been an honor just to be part of this, and this was a lot of fun just catching up and chatting with you. So,
For sure.
yeah, we'll keep in touch.
She's Leah. I'm Kenford. We are out.